I'm Tristan, and this was lesson 2 in the intermediate track on Sunday at Belta Blues in autumn 2023. We built on the first class where we were talking for the first time about deliberately stepping so that our weight was slightly off from where our foot landed in the partnership. We did some solo practice of first of all feeling what it feels like to have like an inevitable step set up. So if I go step, could go anywhere next. If I go step, then my next step is going to have to go this way because my foot's outside my weight. Then I talked about taking it even a little bit further outside my weight so that not only was the direction mandated, but the next step also had to come in a quick rhythm to stop myself from like eating dance on. Once we practiced that solo, we did it in partnership, and we talked about, I believe, like asking your partner to have a step-step rhythm. Step, step. Slow, so on. Then we talked about going into promenade with this, so we can either do like a small direction change, and again using this technique of like turning my head so it creates the spiral in my body and signals to my partner that we're going this way. So the foot, I've stepped slightly outside my weight that way, so my partner knows we're going this way into promenade. And then we also talked about doing the bigger step so that I can get a tempo variation in there as well. We'll do that again, so we're going step, 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 step. Once we were in promenade, we talked about how you could use sending your weight outside your partnership to have different footwork variations and tempo variation to be really clear to your partner. We practiced that a bit, and then we talked about a slightly different way of using like a slightly unexpected foot placement. So if we're dancing in promenade and we want to close up, I can do a really gentle and magic feeling way of doing that by, instead of stepping with my partner, deliberately bringing myself slightly behind her. Being a good follow, she's concentrating on the connection between us and keeping the movement that she's been given, and that's going to lead to hinging around and connecting up, and it feels like I've barely even led anything. I've done it only with like the subtlety of where I put my foot. And that feels really, really gentle and nice and flowy for my follow. And then we, as a challenge mode, added doing that and letting my follow continue that movement. And as practice for follows, I'm not assuming they're going to stop when they reach a close embrace again. So without me stopping, Kiki's going to roll all the way around until she reaches my arm on the other side. And again, I'm initiating this with a slightly shorter step, slightly shorter step, slightly shorter step, slightly shorter step, slightly shorter step. If nothing stops her, my partner's continuing to roll in that movement, and that's what's making this work without me using my arms at all to push her. In a social dance context, I'd also guide my partner a bit with this arm, so as well as taking this smaller step, I'm just like gently guiding my partner across my front, depending on how much lead they need in our partnership. But for the exercise, we were trying to do it without arms at all, just entirely with like the subtlety of where we were putting our weight. And that was my class on flow in ballroom. Thanks very much.
Thank you.